Happy hump day, darling. Da-na-na-na-na. You say it's your birthday. Oh, bitch. I just had my birthday. My husband took me to do the most amazing thing. I want to tell you about it. Let's get into it. Hello, world. Come inside the Dear Juju podcast. I can't stand when people say, I'm 42 years young, or I'm not old. You know what? I just say I'm 42 years fabulous. That's it. You know, however old I am, I'm 1 year fabulous. I'm 3 years fabulous. I'm 90 years fabulous. It doesn't matter. I'm just fabulous. And do you want to know my secret to life? Okay? Are you listening? My secret to life is make every moment fabulous. This is why I started my podcast on Wednesdays, because everyone's looking forward to Friday, to Saturday, to the weekends, to retirement. Everyone's looking forward to that trip, to that birthday, to this. You know what? And I'm like, Wednesdays. If we could make Wednesdays the greatest day of the week, the most fabulous day of the week, then we can make any day of the week fabulous. And what happens if you make every day fabulous? You have fabulous days, you have fabulous weeks, months, years, life. And not because you're tuning into me. That might help, because I'm here to remind you, we make hump days fabulous. We make wiping our ass fabulous. We just make every moment as fun and relaxing into it as possible. We have nowhere to go. This is it. This is life. What is wrong with now unless I think about it? This is what birthdays do. They make you fucking pontificate on this shit. And I've come out to the realization that there's nowhere to go. What I also did was take a log back. I'm 0220, baby. Cindy Crawford, Sidney Poitier, may he rest in peace, Rihanna. Everyone who's born on 0220 knows that it's Riri Day. It's about to be Juju Day. Okay, I'm about to take that crown and snatch it from her. I also went and looked back at all the videos that I've produced over the 6 years of doing Dear Juju. And bitch, it is a library. It is a catalog of fabulousness. And I did a little post on the Instagrams. And you know what? I shit you not, the computer could not take the energies because I kept trying to add tiles of more shit that I've done and it wouldn't render and wouldn't go. And I said, well, I just have to stop here. Otherwise, my computer's going to fucking break down from the energies. It was too fabulous. I am starting a new series. Something that I love is, of course, yesteryear, old Hollywood. It's something that I always look back to. It's a height of glamour. They love getting dressed. It was just a time that I really revel in because they allowed it to be so decadent and so grand and so fabulous. Now, one of the things that I love that I hope to manifest one day or have the opportunity to do is to have like a speakeasy club, like a supper club. And a supper club is dinner and dancing. Dear Jujus, that is the spot. I am your host, Juju, and I'm going to show you just a most fabulous time with the most fabulous decorations, a gorgeous table, gorgeous chairs. And I've told my husband, I really miss the time when there used to be dinner and dancing. When you used to go out, you used to have a gorgeous meal. Everyone was really dressed up. There would be cocktails, and then entertainment would come on, and you would get up and you would just shake, rattle, and roll off all the calories and be tipsy and dance and have a good time. And just like, why do we need to save it for a wedding? A wedding is basically dinner and dancing, but there's no other place really outside of that you do that in society. And I think it's something really sad. So I've been telling him this, and I'm starting a new series called Dining and Dancing. And we've been talking about it. I've been doing research on old dining and dancing places. So he got sponsored a place called the 58 Jazz Street Club. So he took me to basically this show. It was all centered around this former showgirl. I was like, bitch, this is like exactly me. This is my story. But she was in the 1930s in New York during the Prohibition era. So she started an underground club. So that was kind of the backstory. And you had to dress up in the most grand and fabulous things that you have. A lot of people went into the flapper thing. I, of course, just wore something like this. And you had to be, they really suggested blacks, whites, and metallics, which that was really fun. I thought in my head, oh God, this is going to be like people playing dress up. Is this going to be bad? What the hell is this going to be? Every element was fabulous. It was divine. It was like the best restaurant that you've ever been to. Gorgeously decorated, beautiful. The lighting cues in the show, fabulous. In the middle, there was a little stage with a band. There was a hostess and a singer. We had a little striptease element. And I looked at Riley and I said, but why do we have to pretend like this is the 30s in New York? Why do we have to do that just to get dressed up and go enjoy a night? Why do we have to pretend like we're somewhere else in the 30s in New York? Like, why can't we be in 2025 in London? I'm like, Dear Juju's is here. It's manifesting itself. I'm going to make a birthday announcement. If someone has a birthday, if you're like, what gift do I get them? Get them an experience, period. Paragraph. An experience enriches the whole day into something meaningful and memorable the way just like a trinket or a gift never will. My husband loves soccer. He loves football. What did I give him? A train ticket up to Liverpool to go see Liverpool live in Liverpool at the Anfield Stadium, playground, whatever it's called. And he's like, this is my biggest dream come true. This is something I'll never forget. And instead of him like having something, he had an experience. And my husband took me to a supper club show, underground speakeasy, theater night. That was an experience that I will never forget. We're filling our earth with just more shit. No one needs any more shit. What we need is an experience. I had the most fun I have pretty much ever had with my husband in this kind of environment. And it's just like, that will be a memory that I will cherish forever. That's all there is to give in diamonds. So on our way over to the Speakeasy Underground Club, we had an hour plus drive. So we're sitting in traffic and Riley said, let's start looking at your numbers. And he was like, I'm thinking that we need to change the format, And I was like, no, dude, no. We don't need to change the format. We need to stick to who we are and just put it out more and beat everyone over the head with it. So I go to start looking at my Spotify numbers and I look on Spotify, and Spotify has a suggestion tab where it says more like this. So I click on more like this because I wanted to see if there were any other podcasts that it was kind of doing the same thing that it would suggest. And don't you know that Spotify said, we can't find anything to your match. And I said, see this? This is why I'm not changing shit. You can't find anything like us. We are not some 20-year-old in sweats cuddled on the couch. We are who we are. We will stay who we are. And it is what it is. This is what we are giving to the world. We are not changing it for nothing. And he was like, wow, that's actually really interesting. And I said, yeah, it fucking is. We're doing this. I might tweak it, but the actual artistic expression, no, this is it. And guess what? You can't find anything like it. So says Spotify, so says I. Who's wearing this? Who's doing this? Who is comparing cushions to crack? Exactly. Now, there was a place in LA that I would get all the cakes. It's called Susie Cakes. And whenever I wanted something that was chocolatey and delicious and divine, I would get their old-fashioned chocolate cake. It is the perfect chocolate cake in the world. So what I've been trying to do is I've been looking up cakes to try to get to that cake. I got really close with Ina Garden's Betty cake. She's moist. She's delicious. I would just say make sure you either do it exactly to the tea with the coffee. You want chocolate and you want the coffee to enhance the chocolate, but you don't want to taste the coffee. And there was a little bit of a coffee flavor in the icing. We sit down, we cut it, and Rocco right away, there's coffee. This icing tastes like coffee. I am not into this icing. It's not chocolate, it's coffee. And I said, I have never been more proud of you than in this moment. That's a chocolate cake in front of a kid. Georgie was just murdering the cake. And he was like, I can't have it. It tastes like coffee. And I said, yes, you sensitive palate, you. Put your cake in the trash, put your dish in the sink and get upstairs. I'm so proud of you. He's going to have a delicate palate, baby. And I'm like, I'm into it. So 2 other things that's going on in the lives. 1, my mother-in-law's here. I just adore my mother-in-law. She is spiritual. She's beautiful. She's positive. She is just the most gorgeous soul. And to see my kids be so happy, and bitch, you guys, she flew fucking almost 30 something hours to get here. She went Brisbane, Shanghai. She had a 6-hour layover in Shanghai. So now she's at like 16 hours, and then she had a 12-hour flight from Shanghai to London. So that's 28 hours it took her to get here. That just goes to show a mother's love. And my kids are so happy that she's here. She's the best grandmother. She gets down on their knees. She plays with them. She's engaged. She is the blueprint of mother and grandmother. She's an icon. Some women are just fucking good at being moms, and they're good at being grandmas, and this is her. And you know, when people come and visit you, it just feels good. You're just like, hi, my people. And speaking of family, we are planning a trip to Italy for my sister's 50th adventure. She's never been to Europe, and she's coming over to see me. We're going down to Paris. We're going to Rome. We're going to the Amalfi Coast. What I am going to be doing is all the research for you. I'm going to report back, and I'm going to give you my itinerary. I'm going to be spending 14 days away from my children. Not feeling guilty about that and enjoying that is definitely a process. You know, my husband's like, you're going no matter what. So enjoy it and don't feel guilty. In 7 years, I've spent 4 days away from them. So 14 days seems obscene. But I'm going. It's a trip of a lifetime. My mother's getting older. My sister's turning 50. I'm getting older. And it's just really important that if we have this opportunity to take this vacation, that we take it. If something comes up like this, you got to grab life by the balls. All right, that's all I got for you. Let's get into some domestic goddess cooking. The club served one of the best things I've ever had. It was called a Seabass Veronique. It's a French term where you use mushrooms and grapes and cream in a broth. You put a grilled sea bass in it, and I'm going to perfect it. And oh, wait, I have a huge announcement. I am starting a cooking club. I'm going to be putting out the price and what I'm doing, but what we're going to do is we're going to get on live and we're going to cook something together. And I'm going to send you the menu, the ingredients list, and you come on to the class and I'll say, hi, how are you? Okay, let's get cooking. And we all get cooking and we talk and we banter and we drink wine all together while we do a virtual cooking class. How fun is that? You have to get dressed. There is a dress code. You can learn a beautiful dish. We can start to have a community where we actually interact, where we actually support each other, where we're actually getting together. It'll be so fun. You'll learn tips, tricks, techniques. And this is going to be the first thing that I teach you how to make on Dear Juju's virtual culinary club. Isn't this exciting? Veronique is a way that they make a broth with the sea bass, and it's heavy cream, fennel, mushrooms with tarragon. White wine and vermouth actually is in the broth as well. It is so good. I could have this every day. Cocktails. I had a champagne cocktail that was gorgeous. And I have never actually had a champagne cocktail like this. Now, what you do is you get a good martini glass, right? Like a V. Drop a sugar cube at the bottom. In that sugar cube, just like you do with an old fashioned, you put 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 shots of Angostura bitters in the cube. So the cube kind of starts to break down and release its stuff. Then you do an ounce of cognac. Beautiful, good French cognac is the best. Then you put a Brut on top. Make sure you drink your water in between to not get a headache, but this was so good and highly recommend like after dinner. I started with a martini and then I went to champagne because I got some caviar, and then I finished with a champagne cocktail, and that was really lovely. Decor. I am so obsessed with gold and pink. They say that the best colors for marketing for food is red and yellow. Think In-N-Out, think McDonald's. Ugh, right? Do it, but make it Dear Juju. So my new set for my dining and dancing is like a marigold yellow and then a gorgeous pink with touches of green. What did I see when I walk in to the 58th Street Club? Pink and gold. This is it. Like a dining room should feel like a yummy, think of candlelight. When you have warm candlelight in a dining scenario, it becomes romantic, it becomes sexy, it becomes inviting, it becomes glamorous. Think about your dining room right now. What's going on with my dining room? Is there a way to warm it up? Can you add a light fixture that's really warm and illuminating? Can you add candles? Can you add some gold throws? Can you do a tablecloth that's gold? Like, what can you add to warm up the space? Pinks, golds go together like peanut butter and jelly, baby. All right, now with all that, let's get into some Q&A with some T&A, baby. Dear Juju, I'm throwing a dinner party, but my guests all have wildly different diets. How do you manage to keep everyone happy and plan a dinner party without alienating all of them? Oh, geez. I would go with something that feels kind of buffet. Like if you do Mediterranean, for example, you could have grilled lamb for the people who eat the lamb. You could have beautiful fattoush salad for the people that are vegetarians or vegans. There are certain cuisines that just lend themselves to either leaning to more the vegetarian, no carb, paleo, carnivore, and I feel like you can get a lot in there and then people can grab what they want and what they like. Think of like a category. Then make everything in that category for those diets. If you're doing a Latin theme, then make the rainbow gamut for the diets. Make it a big buffet and everyone can pick up and mix what they like. Dear Juju, I am feeling a lot lately a bit stagnant in my wardrobe, honey. It gets like that, okay? Everyone gets like that. Don't beat yourself up. I am thinking that lately I would like to create a signature look. Where do I start? What you need to start with the signature look. What do you love to wear or lean on already that makes you feel good? I do my hair up. French twist, swoop up. This is my signature hair look. Big earrings, signature look. Big jewelry, signature look. My red nails, signature look. How do you like your hair? Bone straight, signature look. Swept up, hat, what is it? Even something like a black turtleneck with Steve Jobs became a signature look because he wore it all the time. So I think that's really important, is the consistency of a signature look. For a look to be signature, it's just got to be all the time. I think of like Chappell Roan with her big red curly hairs becoming her signature look and her like white face paint. And I just absolutely love it. So this is my signature look, big earring and my hair up. I might change it every once in a while with hair down and a hat and this just for switch up. But this is the look that I feel most comfortable in, that I wear most consistently, that I feel like people, when they think of Dear Juju, they think of this look. Dear Juju, I'm looking forward to hosting and entertaining more. You have inspired me. I'm so all in. What is the one cocktail every fabulous hostess should know how to make that I could have to start in my arsenal? I saw someone on the internets with almost 500,000 followers. She puts herself out there as a hostess, the art of it, the creating of it. She's very fabulous. She makes cocktail content. She makes cooking content, as a hostess does. She then, in one of her videos where there was a celebrity in them, said, I've never made a martini at home. I said, you are a hostess. What are you doing? Are you even authentic, or are you doing this just for? I'm so confused. How have you loved cocktails, loved cuisine, and never made a martini at home? You should know how to make a gin martini. You should know how to make a vodka martini. You should know how to make one with a twist, dirty, this, that, the other. The martini is the most grand. It's the most simple. It's the most clean. It's the most classic. So that's where I would start. Then I would move on to an old fashioned, a Manhattan, a Negroni, a spritz, things like that. But first, start with a martini, baby. Get some fabulous glasses. You will feel so excited and so fun and so proud of yourself when you're done. It's going to inspire you to do more. All right, that's all I got for you. Your loved one, buy them a frickin' experience to get excited for. You are the stars in the life force, experiencing yourself as a human. We're all just a bunch of apes on a rock flying through space. This is it. This is the good time. This is the show. So enjoy. I love you. I'll see you next week, and I'm out. Mwah!